This is an addendum to the review for the 4 exercises. It appears that I did not, in the other video, go over this 3rd exercise. I'm not sure why I missed it. But anyway, we're looking at 3 photos that are in a row called Dropping a Han Dynasty Urn by Ai Weiwei, 1995. A C print, which is just a fancy photograph, and it's 60 inches tall, actually 60 inches wide by 65 inches tall, each of them. So 3 photos, 60 inches wide, 65 inches tall. So that is just less than 6 feet tall. Describe elements of balance and symmetry in this artwork. What I wrote is, the artwork is composed of 3 similar photographs that are also of the same size and shape. Together they have a horizontal balance because each half is about the same. Alright, so there are different answers that you might come up with, especially as different artworks are organized differently, but you might be able to interpret the same artwork similar or different than how I do. Remember our balances. We have horizontal balance, where there is a dividing line that goes up and down in the center, and it's balanced on the left and on the right. That's different than symmetry, where it's identical on the left and on the right. We have vertical balance, so that would be something similar on the top and similar on the bottom. We have diagonal balance, so top left, bottom right, or top right, bottom left balanced. And then we have radial balance, which is imagine like a wagon wheel. Do these 3 photographs suggest implied motion or implied time? Explain. What I wrote is, because of the properties of gravity, the image in the center definitely has implied motion. The urn really looks like it is in the act of falling. Together, the 3 images tell a story in 3 stages: before, during, and after. So, the difference between implied motion and implied time can be unclear. Sometimes it's not necessarily totally defined. Our implied motion is because we know gravity's a thing and this is falling, so we've caught this falling. But because we have a progression, it tells a story. That's also implied time. Describe the subject matter in these 3 photographs. Is there any iconography? The 3 images are of the same person photographed in similar positions 3 times. The person looks to be of Chinese or Southeast Asian ancestry, and through a progression of the 3 images, he goes from holding an ancient urn to dropping it onto the ground. There is definite iconography in the ancient urn that implies cultural heritage and value. Now there are other iconographies that I didn't list. I mean, you could even look at the brick wall. It implies that it's sort of outside, maybe on a street or a patio with the ground. And so in these like manhole covers, it looks like a street almost, or an alley. So those are all technically icons. What do you think is the time and place in which this artwork was made? The time the images were taken appears to be midday, and according to the text is about 1995. A lot of you got 1995, which is good, it's a gimme, but middle of the day, so that's sort of judging the lighting of the image. The place is outdoors, on pavement, maybe in an alley or at the side of a building. Again, we're looking at those those icons of the texture of the wall, what we feel that this texture represents, which is brick and maybe cement and brick on the ground as well, and the manhole covers. So that all appears to be, those give us clues to the time and place. What is your interpretation of this artwork? And I asked for 2 sentences. Now, interpretations can vary. I want to emphasize that yet again. It's okay that your interpretation might be different than mine as long as it is well thought out and well reasoned. What I wrote is, the 3 photographs show a man, possibly a person of Chinese descent, dropping an ancient Chinese urn onto the pavement. The act of dropping the urn seems representative of a disregard for and the destruction of Chinese culture. I interpret this artwork as the artist making a deliberate attempt to separate himself from a traditionally Chinese society. I'm sure there is more that this has to offer, especially if you learn about the life and times of the artist, Ai Weiwei. But an interpretation such as that would be excellent for an answer.